Today's class we're on to the third chakra, Manipura Chakra. It's like between the belly button and the sternum. So right in that kind of upper belly area. And so we've been working our way through the chakras, root chakra to Svadhisthana chakra last week or 2 weeks ago. And then now we're on the third chakra, Manipura, which is like our power center. It's described as our will center, where we get energy to do things in life, and like where we create heat and fire to persevere and to get us off the couch and into life. And I'll just start by saying that I've always had I continue to have a really interesting relationship with this chakra, because I feel like what drew me to yoga and what I learned so much from yoga in my early years was how to back off on that like energy of like go, go, go all the time and fire, fire. And so I've really been like, how do I find that in my yoga practice now in a way that feels authentic and not harmful? Because I got hurt a lot in yoga in the beginning. I pushed myself too far. My ego would get in the way, and I'd be like, oh, I can do that, and then like spend the next 3 months healing from things. So yeah, I just would invite us all. We all have a different relationship when we say like power center, will center. That probably brings up really different things for each of us. So just ask you to explore that throughout our practice today and find something. There might be a piece of something that I offer that resonates for you to connect with this third chakra. So with that, let's find our center, coming up to sit on a lift of some sort, either in simple seating pose, or maybe if it's more comfortable to be on your knees, sitting on a block. Find a position that's comfortable for you and your body this morning, that allows your spine to be supported and your knees to be lower than your hips, so that you can really relax in this seated position. And just notice where you are arriving to class this morning, what it took for you to get here today. Just acknowledge yourself for making it here. And start to bring your attention to your breath without forcing it or changing it. Noticing this breath that is always here with us, whether we're paying attention to it or not. And invite your breath into the area of your third chakra. You might even could put a hand on your belly, above your belly button, below your ribs and your sternum, maybe even your opposite hand on your back, mirroring your hand on the front if your arm can reach that way. Or just imagine this part of your torso, front to back, side to side. Then you can let your hands go again. The element of the third chakra is fire. The color is yellow. Anatomically, the third chakra area touches in at the ribs and the solar plexus, the adrenal glands and the digestive organs. So when we work with the third chakra, we're working to support all of these different anatomical parts of our body, bringing in balance and healing. In practice, both in yoga and in life, the third chakra helps us strengthen our will through discipline. We use movement to generate energy in this area. In our yoga practice, a practice focus on the third chakra really helps strengthen the core, or those important abdominal muscles that help support and protect the back. And one concept that's fascinating to me about the third chakra is this idea of balancing will with surrender. Knowing when it's important to find the fire and the motivation, but bringing wisdom to also know when it's time to back off, or just take the edge off in a subtle way so that there's more ease and you're able to experience life in a more full, easeful way. When I think of invoking fire and will and power in yoga, it can really bring up this a lot of striving, images of striving. So the invitation with today's class is how to balance that will, that striving energy, with really staying in tune with what's the right choice for me in this moment. How is this serving me and my body where I am today? And if I really tune into that question, how is this serving me? The hope is that we'll be better able to serve others because we're paying attention to what we need and feeling resourced and supported. So let's bring our hands to heart center, allowing thumbs to touch your sternum and your head to bow towards your heart. Calling forth our wisdom, our heart's wisdom today for this practice. Let's join our voices together with the chant of Om. So we'll take a full inhale and exhale. Inhaling, exhaling, and then we'll inhale to Om. Feeling the vibration of your chant dissipate, knowing that our vibrational energy is connecting with each other here this morning, even through our screens. And then allowing your hands to come back to your thighs. Let's let our chins drop to chest. And then just inviting some neck opening. So right ear could move towards right shoulder. Make this movement organic and just what you need this morning, and taking time to open your neck, allowing the chin to roll and ears, opposite ear to shoulder, and adding breath here to the places that feel really tight, allowing yourself to have patience when you get to those tight places and really be curious. Oh, do I get to a tight place and think I have to really pull to feel a stretch here? Can I back that off, invite breath in, and have a more nurturing experience in this stretch? Once you get to a particularly tight place, you might allow the arm on that side of your body to release towards the floor, fingertips towards the floor, and just notice what happens. Like, oh, what happens here if I just roll out my wrist? If I wiggle my fingertips? If I roll my shoulder? How does the experience change? And then apply all the same thing. Invite breath. Notice what it feels like to back off a little bit and bring breath in and movement. Changing sides to side as feels right in your body. And then next time your head is at center, let's lift our gaze and start rolling the shoulders back. And then changing the direction of your circling. Inhale, arms lift towards the sky, big stretch, reaching for that sun that's up there. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor, side bend to the right. And right away here, coming into some circling or any organic movement that would feel just right in opening that left shoulder. If this left shoulder is really tight, you might bend the arm so there's not as much pull on the shoulder. Maybe feeling collapsing, bringing that left elbow towards the right knee, and then opening towards the sky, feeling the chest open. Exhale brings you into your collapsed form, and inhale, open. Whatever organic movements speaking to you right now. And then we'll inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, left hand comes to the floor, side bend to the left. Coming into that circling of the right arm. Maybe allowing your eyes to close so that you really get to feel comfortable listening to what would feel just right. If you liked that open and collapse movement, bringing the right elbow towards the left thigh, and then inhaling, opening the chest so the heart is reaching towards the sun. Exhale, coming back to the earth. Inhale, opening towards the sun. And then let's bring that movement back to center, and we'll inhale the arms. We'll take a twist to the right. So exhaling, twisting to the right. Left hand can come towards the right thigh. Inhaling at center, exhale, soften the belly. Allow the twist to come from the belly, the digestive organs getting a cleanse here. Maybe your gaze moves over your left shoulder to bring in an opposite twist in the upper spine. And then let's inhale, everything comes towards the sky. And exhale, we'll take that twist over to the left. Left hand comes behind the hips, right hand to the left thigh. Inhaling at center. Exhale, can you soften your belly as you come into this twist? Maybe first looking over the left shoulder, and then gaze maybe comes towards the right shoulder, any amount. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands move through heart center. Pausing here. Taking a minute now to call upon any intention that you might have for our class this morning or for your day. And then exhale, let's release the hands and move our cushions off to the side, setting up for boat pose, which I will be talking you through. Lacey's, I took a spill on Lacey introduced me to skate skiing last weekend, and I went down hard on my tailbone. So I'm getting much better. Lacey feels terrible, which she shouldn't. It's getting much better, but I'm not going to roll back on my tailbone because I'm going to take care of myself, which I know you guys would appreciate. So let's all come to seated with your feet, heels on the ground at a comfortable distance from your hips. Hands can come behind the knees, and we'll just notice right away here that this is core work, just sitting with a straight spine in this position, having the legs bent. This is enough. This might be enough core work for you today, especially if you're dealing with any injury or low back issue. Hands can come out to the side here. If you're interested in moving to boat and if boat is part of your practice, feel free to go there now. If you'd like to take it in stages, we can start by rolling slightly back on your tailbone as you lift the left leg, and exhale, left leg to the floor. Inhale, right foot lifts. Exhale, right foot to the floor. You might inhale and lift both legs here so that your shins are parallel to the floor, or just keep going with this one leg at a time. Really calling in here this core strength where you're pulling your belly towards your spine, feeling strong, coming down. Now both feet to the floor. Let's pull the feet in so that left foot is in front of the right, and we'll just walk the fingertips out any amount as a counter stretch to that work in the low back. You might let your head drop. And then walking back up, setting back up for one more round of boat pose. taking any variation that you would like this morning. On an inhale, you can lift into your boat, feeling right away that fire building in your third chakra area, really strong color yellow spreading all throughout your body, feeling the strength and the heat, and knowing, listening to your own wisdom about when it's time to come out of the pose. And when you do feel that it's time to come out, you can cross with your right foot in front of your left this time, walking fingertips out, staying up on fingertips here, letting the head drop, feeling opening in the low back and the hip. And then coming in to that position again, this time with feet flat on the floor, knees are bent, hands are going to come behind hips with fingertips pointing towards the hips. And right away you might notice like, oh, this is hard on my shoulders. I should probably go slowly here, or this doesn't feel that good. We're going to be lifting into desk pose or reverse table pose, which is we'll take it in stages. So let's just start here by first really feeling strong connection through our feet. So imagining you're pushing the inner arches of your feet into the floor, and you can feel that engagement right up through their inner thighs. And we'll inhale, really pushing down with the feet. Exhale, we'll lift to the hips any amount. And we'll take this in pulses. So exhale, hips come down. We'll inhale, we'll lift the hips. Exhale, hips come down. This time we'll inhale the hips, and if you feel like you want to stay, you can stay, or you can continue with the pulses. You might feel that you want to walk the hands a little wider. If you're coming into this pose, see if you can use the strength of your abdomen to lift your belly towards the ceiling, towards the sky, by really pushing down through the inner lines of the legs, the arches lift. Exhale, hips to the floor. So that's a big opening across the chest and across the shoulders. Take time now. If that feels like that was a little too much, you might take time to do some shoulder rolls. We'll move into this one more time. Actually, let's take a break on the wrists. Come and sit up, rolling out the wrists here. So taking that pose in the pulsing stage is a really good choice if you're feeling like that was a little too much in the shoulders today, or coming into another pose like windshield wipers or boat pose, back into boat pose. So this time, let's make sure that our hands are a little wider than our hips width distance. Feet are flat on the floor, really feeling right away that engagement of inner arches right up through the inner leg lines. We'll inhale, lifting the hips any amount, feeling the arches push into the floor, the hips are lifting, opening through the chest, feeling the color yellow spreading from your solar plexus up to the crown of your head, down through your arms, out your legs, into your feet, feeling the fire, feeling the energy, the will it takes to do something different. Exhale, hips release to the floor. Let's move right into some windshield wipers here. So setting up so that your feet are more than hips width distance apart, really wide at the feet, and we'll drop legs from one side to the other. Kind of releasing. You might see if there's any way to even come off of that backhand to release in the shoulders with this. Maybe doing some shoulder circles. That was a lot of work on the shoulders. So releasing in the arms and the legs. And then we'll find our way on hands and knees for a brief movement through cat and cow and child's pose. So we'll inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts into cow pose. Exhale, hips back to child. Chest comes towards the floor as you slither through into cat, inhaling into cat now. Tail drops into child. Torso slides through, coming up into cow. One more time at your pace. Noticing, slowing down and listening. And then let's curl the toes under, setting up for downward dog. Index fingers pointing towards the top of your mat. Feet are about lining up with the knees. We'll inhale, lifting the hips into downward dog. Head drops between the arms. Walking heels out here. And then walking hands, feet towards hands, coming towards the top of your mat and hanging right away in ragdoll here. Letting your elbows bend, swaying from side to side, opening the backs of the legs. And then we'll inhale with a deep bend in the knees, like you're scooping water from your favorite swimming hole, lifting the water up over your head, allowing the water to wash down over your body. And let's shake everything out here, shake out arms and legs, coming into standing here, getting the energy mixed a little bit. We'll do a quick round of breath of fire since this is our fire class. So breath of fire, we've done other times. It's a rapid exhalation where belly is moving towards the spine, exhaling out the nose. And the inhale is passive. So it sounds like this. So belly is moving towards the spine, and you can do it at any pace you want. We're going to do it. We're going to take a wide stance today. We'll inhale, big inhale. Exhale, we'll bring our hands to our knees, pull the belly in a little bit and begin breath of fire. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Let your hands rest on your solar plexus. Just notice. How does that feel in your brain? Notice any judging. Did I do it right? Let it all go. So breath of fire is meant to be a cleansing breath. It helps cleanse our nasal passages and it helps to move stuck energy out of our system. So we'll just try that again. Again, you might just even try it with a hand on your belly. You don't need to do the bent over position, just to feel that motion of belly towards spine. Maybe just try it right now, really slowly. Try the forceful exhale, and inhale is passive. Your belly comes back out. So like a bellows. So either keep going with that at a slow rate, any rate that you want, or we'll inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, hands come to thighs. We'll pull the belly in and begin. Inhale. Exhale, shake it off. All right, breath of fire. Just feel that cleansing. Take note of it. If you're having any sensations in your body, just notice. It's a great breath to do if you're ever feeling like you're getting really sleepy, but you need to be paying attention to something that you're doing, or you're just, their energy is super low. You could just do a couple rounds of that. When you get really comfortable with breath of fire, you would be doing it for at least up to 3 minutes or more. But take your time. I get super lightheaded if I try to do it for too long, if I haven't been practicing in a while. So let's come to the front of our mat, top of our mat, setting up for moving into some warrior poses here to build some heat, knowing that you are your best teacher. So listening in for any modifications that you need to make. So we'll inhale, both hands lift, and we'll start with a side bend. So inhaling at center, exhale, hands move to the right, hips move to the left slightly, feeling a nice opening on the left side body. Inhaling to center, exhaling, side bend to the left. Feeling opening from the hips through the ribs up to the shoulders. Inhale at center. Exhale, hands release as you fold over into Uttanasana, forward fold, nice bend in the knees. We'll inhale the back to straight back, halfway lift. And then exhale, left foot steps back, setting up right away for warrior two pose. So left outside of the left foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Right heel is making a straight line towards the left arch. Hands can come to the right thigh and then cartwheel into position for warrior two. So look, gaze is over the middle finger of the right hand, feeling your torso right here. We tend sometimes in warrior two to lean out over the front leg. Can you pull your torso? So head is over shoulders, shoulders over hips. There's a bend in the right knee. And then we'll inhale, the right arm lifts, left hand drops into reverse warrior. Feeling that opening in the solar plexus area through the side body, picturing the color yellow. Exhale into side angle pose. Maybe your right arm comes to right thigh, left arm can reach towards the sky, or left arm comes close to the left ear. Feeling the outside of the left foot really making contact. Both feet are pulling towards each other, which gives you lift in your torso. We'll inhale back to warrior two. If you have a block or something that you'd like to use for triangle pose, you might pull that close now. Really love to use a block in triangle pose. So we'll straighten that right leg. Inhaling at center, exhale, reaching through the right arm, and then arms pivot and hang. So whether your right arm is near your right thigh or the outside of your left calf, or maybe towards the foot. You can have fingertips on a block. Again, outside of the left foot is making contact. Feel like you can pull up through the arches towards the core here. And then if you want to play with half moon pose, we'll move our block or take some, let's bring the left hand to left hip, stepping the left foot in. That left leg reaches out back, left toes are wide awake. Maybe you use a wall for balance. Maybe you just play with balance here. Left hand can lift towards the sky. Strong energy coming out. That left foot, left leg is wide awake. Slight bend to the right knee. And then coming back into warrior two pose before cartwheeling hands down to the floor. Right foot steps back, plank pose. Pausing in plank, making a decision here. Do I want to move through vinyasa, or do I want to take child's pose or downward dog? If you do full chaturanga, move through that, or knees can come to the floor. Elbows bend towards the ribs as chest comes to the floor, lifting into cobra. Toes curl under, downward dog. Taking 3 full rounds of breath in your downward dog. Making sure you're protecting your wrists here. Can you push your fingertips and the pads of the fingers into the mat to protect the wrists? Head releases. Let's inhale, lifting the left leg into 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot comes between the hands. Right foot now curls down to be parallel with the back of the mat, setting up for warrior two. Hands can walk to the left thigh. Left knee is over left ankle. Arms lift at shoulder height. Feeling that pull of the legs, both legs coming towards the center, how that creates strength in the core. Let's inhale, lifting the left hand towards the sky, right hand down the right leg, reverse warrior. Exhale, left arm to left thigh for side angle pose. Using a wall for balance here, or a chair. Exhale, maybe that right hand moves over the right ear. Feeling here, noticing if you're collapsing towards the floor, if you can take maybe less of a bend and open your chest towards the sky. Having this openness and being between 2 planes of glass here is more of the goal than being low in the pose. And let's inhale back into warrior two, feeling the heat here, knowing you have choices, will, and surrender. Let's straighten the left leg, bringing your block or anything you're using like a block back of the left leg, setting up for triangle pose. Inhaling at center, exhaling, reaching out through that left arm, and then arms drop, left arm towards the floor, right arm towards the sky. Feeling the strength in the core here. Can you imagine somebody holding you front to back, right at that solar plexus area? Engaging your will here, but knowing if you're going too far. And then right hand comes to right hip. This is where a wall or a chair comes in really handy. We're going to set up for half moon pose here on this side. So bringing your block along with you if you have it. Right foot steps in a few steps and lifting on an inhale, that right leg comes off the floor. Right arm lifts towards the sky. Slight bend in the left knee, feeling the core pull towards the spine here as those right toes are wide awake. Right fingertips wiggling at the sky. Exhale. Nice work, everybody. Right foot comes to the sky, back into warrior two. And then exhale, hands come to the floor outside the left foot. Let's inhale, step the right foot up to meet the left. Uttanasana, forward fold. Really let yourself go here. Let your knees bend. Chest can hang heavy on the thighs. And then we'll inhale, scooping that water up overhead. And allowing now the water to cleanse, nourish you, moving your hands down the front side of your body, imagining cleansing. And then inhale, hands lift again, clearing your fields. Now hands move down the sides of the body. Imagine you can push out any stuck emotions or conversations or injuries, just clearing it out. Inhale one more time. This time, hands move along the back of the head, clearing the back of your field, wrapping around under the shoulder blades, down the back side of the body. And let's lift again, arms lift towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, coming right into ragdoll, arms crossed at the elbows. This time really allowing your whole torso to sway from right to left. Maybe rolling as you sway to the left, rolling on the outside of the left foot to bring the stretch all the way up into that outer part of the thigh. Same thing on the right side. And then let's step the feet back into downward dog. And then coming into a supported child's pose, setting up for a supported child's pose. So if you have a couple pillows or bolster or some blankets that you could rest yourself upon in a child's pose, or if you know, maybe putting something under your forehead, taking a little bit of time to find what would feel just right in my child's pose right now. Maybe it's just a pillow on your thighs or under your chest or under your forehead. Drawing your breath to the back of your third chakra now. Imagine somebody was laying a hand, gentle touch on that part of your back, bringing warmth and light into this area. And then coming up out of your child's pose and coming right away onto your back. Setting up for a twist here. So for a twist today, I'll guide a twist, but feel free to take any twist that works in your body. We'll start with the right leg extended. The left foot is on the floor, knee bent, hands are off to the side. The left foot can walk towards the right leg. We'll inhale at center. We'll exhale, we'll twist to the right, and you might, that left foot might lift off the ground and tuck behind the right thigh. Right hand could come to the outside of the left thigh. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inviting the left shoulder towards the floor for more of an opening on the left side. Allow your belly to soften here. Allow the twist to work its magic on the digestive organs. Inhale, slowly come out of the twist, allowing your left hip come back to the floor. Pausing, bending the right knee, walking both feet out to the outside of the mat, letting the knees knock into each other, and giving yourself a hug with your arms so that your hands reach towards your shoulder blades. Allow your chin to tuck towards your chest. So I'll take a big inhale through the nose and exhale with a sigh. Releasing the arms, allowing the left leg to extend long now, hands coming back to the sides. Right foot is up near the left knee. Inhale, exhale, allow yourself to roll on your left side, coming into a twist on this side. That right shoulder will probably come off the floor. And just figure this is a big stretch in my shoulders. So what arm position would be just right here? Maybe allowing your hand to come closer to the leg or the back. Those right toes can be hooked behind the left thigh. Gaze anywhere towards the right. Feeling on this side, what does it mean in your body to soften in the belly? To invite breath and space. Notice the longer that you stay in a pose, what's the next layer that can let go? So often we rush through our yoga poses and we don't take the time to let the pose really do the work for us. So in your own time, allowing that right hip to come back to the floor. And setting up now for your Savasana. Maybe putting on an extra layer or bringing a blanket or pillow underneath the knees. Maybe you take legs up the wall. If you have something to use to cover your eyes, can be a very nice invitation. Or if you'd like to spend these last few minutes sitting in meditation, you're welcome to make that choice as well. Allowing your ankles to rock from side to side, releasing your legs into a neutral position. And doing the same very gentle rocking of your head from side to side. Allowing your neck to find its neutral position, maybe even taking a very slight tuck of the chin towards the chest. And find your rest here. Bringing some movement now into your fingers and toes. Knowing you can stay here in Shavasana if you choose. No rush to come out. If you would like to close our practice in seated position now, you might roll to your side. Pausing here, noticing this transition between deep rest and re-engagement with the outside world. Can you hold on to this stillness and peace as you move through the rest of your day? And taking your time, keeping your eyes softly closed as you move yourself back towards a seated position. And allowing these words from John O'Donohue from his poem In Praise of Fire to wash over you. This is just the end of his poem. As air intensifies the hunger of fire, may the thought of death breathe new urgency into our love of life. As fire cleanses dross, may the flame of passion burn away what is false. As short as the time from spark to flame, so brief may be the distance between heart and being. May we discover beneath our fear embers of anger to kindle justice. May courage cause our lives to flame in the name of fire and the flame and the light. May courage cause our lives to flame in the name of fire and the flame and the light. Bringing hands to heart center. May we all find our play between will and surrender. May we figure out our fire for the day, for the week, and the month ahead. Namaste. The light within me bows to the light within each of you. Namaste. Thank you.